Greetings Clan Warriors, this is Stuart from Strategos Level 3 blog, and today we are going to be unboxing the BattleTech Clan Invasion box from Catalyst Game Labs. Now, as you can see, this is the Kickstarter version. The retail version will be in shops shortly, and some retailers have already backed this and would have had some early deliveries. But there will also be general stock, I think, in the next couple of months appearing. So we're going to have a look inside. This hasn't been opened yet, but also we're going to have a look at how this works in relation to other things you've bought and what else do you need to play this game. So let's have a look on the outside of the box first. We've got a wonderful bit of cover art from the Kickstarter version, but the other artwork as well is absolutely brilliant. On the back, got our contents. And one important thing, the BattleTech Clan Invasion box is a supplement to the BattleTech Game of Armored Combat box, which is required to use this set. So you don't get a full set of rules in this. It's really important that if you want to play with this from scratch, then you really need to go and buy the BattleTech A Game of Armored Combat box. And I'll be doing a video later about how you can make a start in BattleTech and how you can get into BattleTech from scratch and what the best routes to buy. So let's get started with unboxing this. Let's take the shrink wrap off. So what have we got here? Alright, well, we start off with a brilliant bit of fiction by Blaine Lee Pardo. Apparently this is the second in the story. The first part has been released online, which is free to download. The Bonds of Battle. Okay, nice little short story which goes together with some others to make a short novella. Let's put this to one side. We've got an obligatory couple of dice, always useful. And we've got some character cards here. So the character cards aren't really required for the game, and they actually refer to these things called special pilot abilities, which are brought up in Strategic Operations, which is a later book. But you've got all of the information here that you need to use them. So they're quite fun. You can just pick them up and play a scenario using these characters. And I haven't tried that yet myself. On the other side, you might be wondering what this is all about, these cards. Well, these are the Alpha Strike cards for the separate game, which is kind of a quick version of BattleTech, which you can play with many more figures, but it shares some of the detail, but much quicker and much less crunch to it. So I'm going to open these. These are quite well sealed. And so we've got our Alpha Strike cards for each of the miniatures here. Okay, so I'll just put this to one side and we'll have a look at what we've got. So, our normal insert tray here with our miniatures on. Let's put this to one side. And we have 5 miniatures plus an elemental, so 5 battle mechs plus 1 elemental. You get, I think in the retail version you're only going to get 1 elemental, but in the Kickstarter version they've done 2. And let's go through what we've got here, and it actually tells you what it is here. So we've got the Executioner, which is also the, I think it's Gargoyle. It's like the Gargoyle Man of War, I'm trying to remember now. We've got the Timberwolf. Worst thing you can do to a clanner is say to them that this is a madcap. No, it's a Timberwolf. The word madcap came, of course, from when they were first encountered, and the targeting computers didn't know what they were, and it kept coming up: Marauder, Catapult, Mad Cat. Really nice miniature there. A little bit squiffy pods there, but a little bit of hot water, and they can be easily repositioned apparently, so that may help. But really good quality miniatures. Very few obvious mold lines that might need some work, and just maybe a little bit of repositioning needing here. I think this is a bit ugly here where you've got the peg here, but really nice looking miniatures. Okay, so we've got here our Grendel. It's a really fast jumping mech. Got our Nova, very heavily armed. The Prime version of this has 12 extended range medium lasers. And we have an Adder. I always like the Adder because it's got the same design configuration as the Direwolf, the same kind of hooded top, which you can imagine is some sort of defense against aircraft there. And then we have our Elementals. There's only one cast for the Elementals, which is a shame. I thought it'd be nice if they had more. And you get 5 in the stand, but what I like about them is you've got these 2 Elementals at the back that are jumping. And they are really nice action poses, each of them in their own action pose. So each figure there is different. So those are our miniatures, and you get 2 of those. And if you want to get more Elementals, of course, you can buy the Elemental Star Box, which is going to be available on retail, as well as the Force Packs 1 to 4, which we'll be looking at later. So let's have a look at the book that you've got in here. Put the tray to one side. Okay, so we've got here the Clan Invasion Primer. This is kind of be the fluff book, I guess. Just a quick introduction to each clan. There's the best one. See, Clan Jade Falcon. You should just read that one. The rest of them don't need to worry. And the founding of the clans. Nice inner sphere 3052 map of the invasion corridors. And I think they repeated that. 3052 and 3052. That's a bit odd. However, that should have actually been 2 pictures really. One with 2 different times rather than the same one. Oh no, they've got different things on there. So this one's got the inner sphere, and this one has got the details from the clans. That's what's different about them. So let's put that to one side. Oh, we also got the handy clan glossary. Bachal. Really useful there for speaking proper clan. No contractions allowed. Very useful just for a little bit of lore. That's always a great thing about BattleTech. It's a miniatures game, but it has so much role play, within it. Which isn't required for the game, but it's a lot of fun. Then we have our rulebook. So what is this in this rulebook? Well, this rulebook is mainly a book about the new rules for new equipment. Okay, so I'm going to look at that in a minute. Very useful. You've got your pack of sheets. Now this one only has the Prime version, I think. No, the Prime and the A version. And usually for Omnimax there's several configurations. Mostly in 3052 in the Clan Invasion there's an A, B, C, D and Prime. And you can easily find these sheets though by going onto free software like Flex, like Mech Factory, which is a website, or my particular favourite is MegaMech, which is a Java-based software which you just install for free. Just go to megamech.org. That's really useful to be able to print off your own sheets. But you can just use these and photocopy them. I'm not sure if they're going to bring an online version of this out. We've got a great full size poster map, and just opening it a bit, you can see the detail there. It's quite nice. If you can just lay it out and work out the creases, it would look great in a frame. Very useful. We've had one of these in the BattleTech Game of Armored Combat box. Very useful quick reference sheet, and I don't think it's any different. But the only thing that's annoyingly missing from the quick reference sheet is maybe a extended cluster hits table. But you don't really need that until you use some of the more later rules. But otherwise it's got everything you need there just to have at hand to quickly look up information for the game. So while you're waiting to get your other miniatures, you also got some nice cardboard cutouts. The cardboard cutouts are the same miniatures that are in the box, which I think is a shame. I would have thought that would be nice if they'd produced lots of cardboard cutouts for different mechs. So they've only produced these. But there's some very nice map ones here. One of the things these ones are useful for is when you put two maps together, there's a kind of a seam where there's no scenery where the two maps join, and it's nice to put the kind of odd bits of terrain so there isn't an instant path empty of all scenery running down the middle of the two maps. So you've got some heavy wood, some rubble, some nice counters there, always useful. Okay. Oh, and they turn over and you've also got slightly different ones on the other side coloured for the different maps. One for the grasslands, one for kind of more desert. And finally you get some maps. Now you get actually 4 of these maps, I think, here. So 2 map sheets. So we're both double-sided. And you can see this one is Rolling Hills 2 on one side. And then on the other side, I think Rolling Hills 2 has been brought out before. Rolling Hills 2 is exactly the same as Rolling Hills 2 from the other pack of maps. But this is a new one. This is Barren Lands 2. Lovely colour there. And have a look. Oh, that's not folding very well. Why is that not folding very well? There we go. And then we have in this one Hilltops 1, which is a new one. I haven't had that one before. And then on the other side, I guess, is another Barren Lands one. Slightly different, but some nice elevation, some nice level 3 there. No trees though on this one. Okay, so let's go back and have a look at the rulebook here. Let's put this to one side. So this is just a way of being able to use all of the extra equipment without having to buy the more complex rulebooks. Got things like case, which is great for ammunition explosions. I'm sure if you've played BattleTech Game of Armored Combat a bit, you realise that your mech blowing up because someone hit your machine gun ammunition is slightly infuriating, but quite fun. Rules and elementals. There's lots of different new rules about elementals. The wonderful anti-leg attacks and anti-mech attacks, as well as how to use their movement and how they can be carried by omnimechs. There's some great information there. Construction rules. It's an interesting addition. Construction rules are a kind of a 50-50 thing. Some people really like them, some people don't. They construct mainly because I guess with any construction rules you can start min-maxing. Whereas if you look at the kind of designs that that have been made as part of the kind of universe, the fluff, they always have some flaws in them. Force building, really interesting about how you can put together forces that are balanced using the master unit list, so using battle value. And finally you've got here about just some kind of fluff things about organization of different stars. And actually a lot of this again has been in print before. It comes from the Strategic Operations book, which currently is out of print, but it's going to be brought back into print with the Wave 2 of the Kickstarter, and I guess will be a retailer as well. Nice little bit about role-playing, clan honor. So Zeldbriggen is the clan's honorable means of battling, where they usually fight on one-on-one battles. And some nice starting scenarios, which again are quite related to the clan's trials of possession, where clans declare that they want something and they're going to have a fight over it to see who gets it. The blooding, which is a ritual that all clan warriors need to go through to become true clan warriors. And Worlds Collide, I'm not sure what that one is. So overall, some useful things just to get into the game and get into playing. It doesn't do all of the special equipment in a lot of detail. I think it's most of it actually. Everything that's on these mechs is in here. Pulse lasers, targeting computers, streak SRMs, the Gauss rifle. So everything you need to play these mechs is in here. So where would you go from here? So the next step after this is to actually go back and make sure you bought the Clan Invasion technical readout. So that's the really next step. So if you bought this after buying a BattleTech, a game of Armored Combat, then go and buy the technical readout for Clan Invasion. And there's also an online sheet pack, so you can actually, you can only get that as a PDF, which not as a PDF, yep. So you can print it straight from there. But to be quite honest, you don't have to go and buy that. You can just use one of the free services out there that are provided by the community to print your own sheets. And then the next big step then after something like this is to buy one of two books. Now the best one in my opinion, people divide about this, is to get Total War, which is a book which basically has all of the rules that you need to play most games. And the other option is something called a Battle Mech Manual. And the difference between the two is the Battle Mech Manual only, it's kind of a slimmed down version, it only looks at mechs, whereas the Total Warfare includes everything like infantry, vehicles, etc., which aren't covered at all in this. So, really great starting box there, okay, for you to get involved in the Clan Invasion, but not a box that you can play on its own. So the core rules are not in here. You're going to need to have that BattleTech game of Armored Combat, or you could skip the BattleTech game of Armored Combat and just go straight for the Battle Mech Manual or the Total Warfare and buy this afterwards. Although I have to say it's well worth buying the BattleTech game of Armored Combat just for the miniatures. So that's me, Stuart, Strategos Level 3, signing off and finishing this unboxing. And hopefully we'll be putting up something soon about how to get into BattleTech and the best things to buy and what order to buy them in.